We will be talking about Canva and exactly about these few things. I will introduce you to Canva's interface if you haven't seen it already. I will tell you a bit about images and illustrations. I will tell you about what types of graphics you can use within Canva, and in the end we will set up a small live stream preview, maybe, as we have it right here, because teaser alert, there will be things happening soon over here at Moni Does Stuff. So before we get things started, I think I want to add something, but of course I simply forgot. So maybe it will come to me when we're in the tool. So let's just hop right in. So Canva is a graphics design tool, and if you're an online business owner and you can't afford to hire a graphic designer for everything that you're doing, you can use Canva to do a few things on your own. And to be honest, if you bear in mind that this is a web tool, it's pretty amazing what it can actually do. Of course, professionals will use different kinds of tools like Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator. But for the social media graphics and other kinds of graphics I will show you in a second, Canva is actually really nice. So you have a lot of different ways to actually log into your account, which is, for example, you can log in with Facebook or through Google, or you can just sign up for through one of your email addresses. So what I'm doing now is, since I already have my account, I'm logging in with my Google account, and this is how Canva will present itself to you. So as you can see on the left hand side, there is your name. If you click on your name, you can actually access your account settings and your personal profile. And if you're a team member of one of your clients, you will find it right here too. So if you click on your account settings, you can see there is the name and the language you're using it in. So there are a lot of language. So if you're not native English, you can switch it to your own language. Even I have no idea where this language is actually from, but it sounds amazing. But I won't switch over to that because then I will probably not be very helpful. You can also delete your account if you have bought Canva for a second, because there are different versions. Of course, there is the free version, but there's also a paid one. So if you paid for Canva for Work, which has a few more features, you will find all the billing tools and the invoices right there. And if you ordered, because if you make graphics now, you can directly order them through Canva, which is pretty nice also. You will find your printing orders here. So coming right back to you can go to your personal profile. You have this name, and if you can make different designs that you already made public. And I'm living in any town. Which I find really amusing, to be honest. So if you click on all your designs, this is where the magic happens, because everything you've already created can be found in this very, very long stream. Not really entirely organized, but in the free version you can create 2 folders to maybe help your mess a little here. So you could actually create a new folder here, and let's call it, I'll just call it a client. I'll give it a client's name, and then I can drop it over here. The thing is, it won't be gone from the general stream, but you can find it here, which might be easier for you to actually find all the graphics you already produced. But I'm going back to all your designs. If people shared their designs with you, you can look at it, the shared with you part. You can create a team, which is nice, but you have to pay for how many team members you actually have in your team. And the nice thing that you can do there, if you actually have Canva for Work, you can save all your branding information right onto here. And if you upgrade it to Canva for work, you can also upload your own fonts here. So if you don't use Google fonts that are already within Canva, then you cannot use them on the free version. But if you had a paid version, you could actually upload those, so they are free to use for you within your designs. Also, if you click on Find Templates, there are tons and tons of ideas that Canva is providing you with. So if, for example, let's just say, Jenny asked me a question before actually mentioning, I didn't see your comments, I just see that they're actually here, but they are not. Wow, there's stuff going on. Thank you. Sorry. I will get back to them after that. I didn't see them before, I'm very sorry. So Canva, Jenny asked me, because Jenny wants to create a digital business card where she can put on her photo and she can maybe give a few services she offers, write them on there, and then send them to her clients or people, or post them in Facebook groups, or send them quickly to other people, so that she can actually summarize what she's doing just in a short second. So what you can do, there are really different kinds of templates that you can actually use. For example, we can try maybe use ID cards, which is very, very ID-like and it's not very funny. Or resumes. There are different kinds of resumes. I think it depends on where you actually, where you actually want to post it to, because it depends a bit on what format you need. But I'm getting to that now, and I will get back to the question in a second. So when you go back to all your designs, or you can actually click on create a design, that's one of the many ways that you can access all the things within Canva. Canva has a lot of pre-made templates for you, which are not always the right resolution, but depending on the fact that it's actually a web tool and no one can keep up with social media's graphic sizes, we can just stick to that. So if you want to use this thing for a social media, there is this random square size, which is like 800 times 800. You can use that if you know that you will paste it more often in a group, because that's the size that is people like to see on social media, let's just say that. Or if you want to have it as a Twitter post, it's a bit bigger and it's like more portrait mode. Then you can use one of maybe a Twitter post. Just because it says Twitter doesn't mean you have to use it for Twitter. It's just optimized size for Twitter posts. But sometimes it's also nice if you want to have it just a bit smaller. You could still use them. You can still use it on Facebook, for example. So let's just say I'll use the Twitter post here, and you can go there and click on it, and it will open a second tab, and you will see on the left hand side already a few drafts that you can that Canva gives you, and that you can use, for example. So if you want to have your picture on it, you all saw it and you all know that I will choose that thing now. Yeah, Tom, you're definitely right. Canva is not always up to date with social media resolutions. I think for once, every social media platform, especially Facebook, is switching them up all the time, so it's really hard to keep track. And if you really use it for social media, it's important to just try and figure out, or look for a website where it says this is the resolution you need for Twitter and this is the resolution you need for Pinterest. So maybe just reconfirm the resolutions that Canva is offering for you, but in general, they're at least somehow along the lines. So I am using this dog now because of course it has a dog on it. And it gives you the option to actually upload something, or import a picture. So you could use maybe this one, and as you can see here, it says Canva on this graphic because this has a $sign on it. So Canva gives you the option to actually use some graphics for free. So they have templates that are free and some templates you have to pay for. So the thing is, this is really tricky, and I already made a live stream about that a few months back. I can repost it later about the image rights. So if you do this within Canva and if you use that graphic and you just pay for $1, then you can download it once. So if you go back, change something and want to download it again, you have to pay $1 again. So and it will remove, as you say, as it says here, remove the watermark for 24 hours and only for one download, so for one single design. But since we won't need the dog here anyway, I will just take a different picture and I will just take Yoshi and drag him. Okay, that won't work because I think it's a PNG and you can't import a PNG file, so I'm using this one. You can drag it over here and Yoshi is looking at your faces, is really happy. And of course, as you can see now, the watermark is gone, of course, because it's my picture. And you can just go right here and type in your name, Jenny Harvey, and then you offer badass VA for authors. So if you're an author and you need a VA, hop over to Jenny. She will help you with that. So that was way too big, of course. So you can choose your fonts if you click on the font name here, and you can click at the number here because that's actually the font size you can use and that you can change as you like. We're leaving it right here. And then you can write down the services right here, for example, social beta reading, social media marketing, and all the other awesome things. And yeah, maybe copyright editing can be one of them because I'm not very... What's the pro for? Sorry, I was just reading. Jenny is asking me, there is a paid version for Canva and there's a free version for Canva. What are the pros and the cons of the free and the paid one? So the paid version gives you the option to upload your own fonts. That's a pro if you have a special font that's not within Canva, because you can just use the ones they are offering right here. But if you have a very special font that you're using, like I know Amanda, for example, she has, I have to scroll away here because my face is disturbing. Yeah. So if you have a very special font like Amanda has, for example, she wouldn't be able to use it if she cannot upload it within Canva. So that's you only get if you have a paid Canva account. Also, if you want to download files that have a transparent background, for example, these graphics that I made here, like my pixel person, they are transparent here on the side, as you can see. If I had made them within Canva, which I didn't, but if I had made them in Canva and I would exported them with a free version, they would be white around here, or whatever background color there is. So that you can only do if you have the paid version. Only the paid version gives you the option to export files with a transparent background. That's one. It gives you the free. There are a few images that, because if you can search for images right here. For example, you want to, because you're working with authors, you want to have a book for your graphic. So there are a lot of free ones, but if you have paid for Canva, there are more that you would actually have to pay. For example, you can see here it says Pro. This one would be included also if you had the paid version. So they give you a bit more options. So you can have a bit more pictures, and you can do a bit more. It really depends on if you really do need it. It's like, I think $12 per month, but Photoshop is also $12 per month. But of course it's not a web tool, and the learning curve is way higher than it is within Canva. So for the things you need, I think it depends on what you actually need. Yeah, exactly, Kelly, that's what you say. So if you want to have a transparent background, then you really have to pay them, because if you don't want to download it here, that's just not possible. So you can actually you could choose it here if you had the paid version. Yeah, so I'm still a tiny bit laughing about Yoshi in this picture here. Anyway, and depending on where you really want to use your business card, or you can choose the size, and then you can add the information that you want to add. And for example, right here, you can see that there are different colors you can pick, and it will change accordingly when it's possible. So you can click on the pick a color on the top left side, yeah, you can see here it says pick your color. I hope everyone can read. And if you want to add your own brand colors or your own colors, or generally pick one out of this rainbow circle, then you can just click on the plus icon here, and you can drag around on the circle, or you can just add your hex code right here. The only hex code I know by heart is red. It's not very pretty, but it's there. So that's one of the possibilities. So also, as I mentioned before, you can look for images that you want to add here, and you can also distinguish between photos. So you just want to have photos and use those, or so I dragged it within there. Oh no, Yoshi's gone. So if you can undo your steps, as it says undo right here. Anyway, so you can search for photos, or you can search for illustrations, which are all these small, tiny vector graphics. Yes, vector graphics, I said it. I make a red nose. You want a red nose? Red nose. Let's look for a red nose. I can put those glasses on, Yoshi, but they're paid. Pro. Yeah, sometimes when it's more specialized, the thing that you need, of course, Canva is smart enough to want you to pay for it. So let's maybe just search nose, because when I'm lucky, or I can just make it a red circle. So for example, now that I'm mentioning it, there are different things that you can add. Oh, I could use this for Yoshi's and make it a red nose here. Yeah, now he's having a red nose. Sorry, I got distracted. Anyway, yeah, as I said, so you can search for illustrations here too, or just photos, or if you have click on the all tab, then you have all of the things in one row. So if you click on layouts, of course, there are the different kinds of layouts that Canva is offering you, or that you can use as a template. I love that they're suggesting dogs to me all the time. And if you click on elements, there are different kinds of things that you can add. For example, you can add the free photos, as I mentioned before. You can add shapes, so those are all these weird things. Those are all shapes, these circles. So you can scroll through those and add whatever you like. You can also change the colors up here. So you can see this is the inner thing. So let's make that. Oh my god, that's gonna turn out so ugly. But I don't go for pretty now. Then, as you can see, there are different kinds of shapes, and the further down you scroll, the more there are, and the more complex they're getting, or sometimes they just get easier, more colorful. Yeah, those are the shapes. Same thing with lines. You can add a line, and you can drag, or you can drag it on one end if there are like these three icons. This is to make it to proportionally scale it, and this is for making it longer and smaller. So for example, if you want to have smaller squares, you can tear it smaller, and then you can just scale it this way. And there are of course also a lot of different kinds of lines available. Then illustrations, we had the same thing. When you just type in the search bar here, they will come up. And frames. This, for example, this circle thing is a frame. So usually when you upload images or use the images, you can simply, they come as they are in whatever size they're having. So for example, this is a square. Of course they're a square. But if you want to have it in a circle or in another kind of frame, you can just go to frames, and there are different versions. For example, a laptop. Maybe if you want to, I can do that now and switch over and close this thing. It auto saves the stuff. But I could make a small live stream backdrop as I have it right here. So I just go back here and I will use the YouTube thumbnail, which is like 16:9, and that's what you need for video screen size, live stream size. I sometimes prefer to go the bigger route, which is, and I look for it here, 1920 times 1080. So you can also make random sizes if you want to, because sometimes you just don't like the dimensions that they offer. So you click on custom dimensions and you can switch it over up to pixels, millimeters, or inches. And I want to do the pixel now, so that's what I'm typing in. And I'm going for HD, super HD, even though Facebook doesn't want to give me my video files in HD, but that's another type of thing. So to make a live stream backdrop, for example, I already uploaded so I had this image. And you can upload images by clicking on upload your images, and you can pick one from your desktop if you have them, or from your computer if you have them somewhere in general. And then they are uploading, and you just click on them and they automatically are shown on your screen. So as I'm doing now, I uploaded my image and I'm copying it, posting it here by clicking on it. And then I want to add, for example, this laptop frame that I saw here, because it's even free. How awesome is that? So I just drop it right here. And that's already one part of how you could make a custom graphic for your live streams. I already made these graphics here, and I can sit Moni on this side and Yoshi, tiny pixel Yoshi, on the other side. What would be amazing now if I had the paid version, because maybe not with this one, because there is actually a frame there, but it would be nice to actually figure that out. But if I had downloaded and the background is transparent, then I can overlay this to within different kinds of tools. For example, within OBS or within Ecamm, I can go here and then drop my image on top of that now. So that would be my screen share as it is, as you can see it here. Oh, I wrote the wrong pixel code, but we would I'm too stupid to copy. Whatever, the 80 got me distracted. 1980 was a great year, yes, it was a great year. So if you want to add text, just adding. Also, so let's go back to the elements, because I'm all over the place and too confused. So let's finish the elements first before I'm adding text. You can add icons, which is also nice. So that's how you can make a workbook, for example, and use a lot of icons. what makes sense here. Oh, maybe this laptop. Yoshi can have a laptop. How about that? I put a small laptop on Yoshi's side because he's a geek like me. And you can add charts, which might be really interesting if you actually do workbooks. And you have like a business plan that people need, and you can add them there. So, but that's not something we would need for a live stream. For a live stream thing. So if you want to add a chart and you want to change the numbers amounts, then you just double click on the chart and you can change the values right here. So let's say this is 70 and you can say add more by adding more. What is it? 99. Oh, and that you can rename it there. Money in the bank. Oh, that's, yeah, whatever, 0 or 40, whatever. You can see that's how the chart actually populates. So if you do maybe social media strategy and need to make visuals for your clients, this might be a way for you to go, because you make it more attractive for them. Sorry. I'm not dying. I have my cup right here and I can take a sip of water without actually dying from a coughing fit as I did the other time. So chart, as you see, is new, and I love Canva. It's probably just Canva graphics. Oh, a koala bear. Koala beer. Oh, I love that. Let's have it crawl on the laptop. Anyway, so you can see this small circle with the arrow. You can use that to actually yeah, flip your thing here. Flip your thing. Sorry, I'm easily entertained. And we have the koala bear crawl up the laptop. How nice is that? Oh, I'm too amused about these graphics. I have to go away now. I have to click somewhere else. Huh? I was just irritated. So yeah. So if you want to add text now, we can click on text. So depending on what fonts you chose when you looked at your account, personal profile, oh no, your brand, right here. That's what I wanted to go, where I wanted to go. So you can change your brand fonts right here if you have Canva for work. But since we don't, we can't. But if you could change them, they would automatically show up right here. So this would be your first brand font, this would be your second brand font, and this would be your third. These are the standard ones. That doesn't mean that we can't change them. That's just would be nicer and less tricky or more streamlined if you had your fonts uploaded. So as we go right here, we can just start and type stuff in here directly. So I'm calling this Moni Does Stuff. And you can change, I love that this name is actually called Fat Face. It always amuses me because I'm easily amused, obviously. So let's make it Architecture's Daughter, because it looks almost like Comic Sans, and this is already really not very pretty. Besides the laptop and the koala bear. The koala bear is saving me here. I'm telling you, the koala bear is actually saving the day. So that's how you can also change the text, the font color. Obviously you can change the font color too by picking either your brand colors. I love that this is actually now German, even though my Canva is English. But anyway, these are my brand colors for those of you who don't know German. And you can, it depends on what you're going for. You can have the text aligned in center or on the left or on the right, or you can make them all uppercase or make them smaller again, or you can make lists. But when you do the list button, the bullet point is always on the left hand side of this text area, which is annoying if you actually do centered text, for example, because as long as the text area, you can either, you can scale it however you want it. And then, sorry, I just accidentally clicked, wanted to select everything. So if you actually center it, the button is still on the left hand side. That's some things that are a bit annoying within Canva, but yeah. Let's put it away. This also, we don't need the list button here anymore. You can make it italic. I said I don't want this now. Thank you. Which in this case we can't, because apparently there is no italic version and no bold version of this font. But with Arimo I know there is. So you can make it bold or italic if you want to. But I want to go back to the architect's daughter. This is spacing, so you can space the way the letters are spread right here. And the line height is if you have more lines, of course. Obviously, if you have more lines, you can adjust the height of the lines here too. But that's not very fancy here with my blind text. I should have chosen Gloria Ipsum. I think we should use this from now on. This is so pretty. I think I really do want the Koala Bear. yeah, Moni in the bank. Sorry. Yeah, so this would be a way if you actually had chosen the... One problem within Canva is that you cannot really... Okay, resizing is also one thing that you can only do if you had the paid version. But also the thing is, resizing doesn't mean that you can randomly select your sizes, but they give you all the sizes they have available here. So if you create a new design, and we saw this whole list of things happening here, and they suggest all of those, but not the option to actually use a custom dimension. So that's a bit tricky. Sometimes you just have to go over and create a new design and then copy the things over to the new tab and recreate it. That's not very smartly done here, but nice in general, if you keep in mind that this is actually a web tool, then this is really nice. So yeah, these are all some sample fancy hipsters sample font samples. How often sample can fall within one sentence, we never know. So you can choose those and just change up the text to your liking. So if you find that one really pretty, or if you want to go wild west here, yippee-yi-yi-yi, you can choose that one and just change it to I was just dancing, but anyway, you can change it to whatever you want to have. This is a moon bar because we make moonshine. We make moonshine. Sorry, I'm enjoying this way too much. Whatever. So if you want to get rid of something, you can just select it, and there is the waste paper basket, and you can, or the bin, and you can delete it. Same thing with here. Since this is a grouped thing, these two things are grouped. Sorry. So you can either ungroup them, and then you can move them around separately, because if they're still in a group, groups have to stick together. And if groups have to stick together, you can just move the group at once. But if you want to split the group, then you have to click on ungroup, and then you have everything separately, and you can move them around as you want to. Moon bar. We make moonshine. I really want to add a moon here right now. Same thing with the William Alexander. This is also, when you click on it, you can see there is more than one thing, but since it's a group, we can delete it here, and it says delete element. So just delete one thing or delete group, and I want to get rid of the whole group. Steak night. No, we are in a moonshine bar. I want the moon now. And I want the moon in this illustration, and this is an amazing moon, and that's why I'm using this moon here. We make moonshine. It's way too, yeah, that's more like the moon that I like. So we make moonshine in the moon bar with a koala bear on the laptop. I think this is the most amazing graphic I ever made. So anyway, a few other things. You can change the transparency here. So if you want it to be less transparent, for example, obviously, then you can change the percentage here. And if you if you, for example, don't want the koala bear to crawl up the side of the laptop, which is indeed really nice, you can arrange it in the back. So you can put it back, and you see on the, it doesn't make sense to point on it with my finger, but if you see the two buttons here, it will give you the option to move it back or forward. So yeah. Yeah, this is probably a really good thing that I'm doing here. Anyway, besides the We Make Moonshine, this is, for example, a way you can actually make a backdrop for your live streams. That is a koala bear, Jenny. That's not a panda. I can add a panda though. I really do like pandas. I know a thing or two about pandas, but I'm not telling you those because it's inappropriate to talk about them on a live stream. But pandas are really funny. If you want to know more, you can write me a message because pandas are really funny. Maybe you can Google panda status of a relationship, for example. That's funny. But yeah, pandas are really nice. So that is a way you can actually create different sorts of graphics within Canva. Then a new feature that Canva is offering is order prints, because there is a possibility to download PDFs for print from this, but I've already heard that a lot of pros out there and a lot of actual printing companies won't take files that come from Canva, because honestly, you really have to check what kind of resolution, what quality of files are, and you can't really check them within Canva itself, so you just have to trust that they're fine. So they cause lots of trouble in actual printing companies. So I think that might be why Canva also made it available to order the prints there, because then it's just their problem. So you can see you can just choose what size you want this to be here. However this is possible, I have no idea, because oh, you can update the format here. You can see. Did they make it smaller? I'm not entirely sure. So but anyway, you can order them here. Well, shipping would be really expensive over here. So maybe if you create print files that you want to print within Canva, which you can. Sorry, another pun. But which you can, but I would suggest ordering them directly within Canva, because you might make other people really angry at you if you really use them outside of Canva too. How to make moonshine. Yes, I will talk about that next week, how to make moonshine. Yes, so these are just a few tips on how to generally use Canva. As you can see, all the different kinds of documents that you can create. You can create social media posts, you can create documents, maybe make your own workbooks, for example. That's definitely a way to go. A few things that just a few random tips for you. You cannot, if you drag I will ungroup this now, going back to the Jenny graphic, you cannot have two different fonts in one text area. So for example, if you want the beta reading to be a different kind of font, that's not working. So what you would need to do is create a new text area, like I'm adding the subheading here, and then you can say beta reading and make beta reading whatever kind of other font you want to have it. So that's not possible. What's also a bit tricky is just making one word. Oh no, it does work now. Okay. It used to not work, but making just one word bold, that works now. You can also make it bold by clicking, if you're on a PC, Control B, and if you're on a Mac, it's Command B, so that's what makes text bold. If you want to make it italic, which is not possible with this font now, so let's choose Arimo. Where are you? There are you. So as you can see, I already... so if you want to make it italic, you have to click Control I, and or Command I on a Mac, and Control I on a PC. So just some short key tips for you here. And these actually work in more than one places, so not only within Canva. In case you were wondering. That, yeah, it does do book covers too now. You could have made book covers in general by just picking your custom dimension that you need, because I'm sure you probably know the inch size of your book cover. So then you can just type in how wide it should be and how high it should be. That's nice that I'm talking about how when we just had Moonshine as a topic. But you could have done that before too. But it's in general probably offering it now as one of these options. So let's just scroll through it, for example. CD cover, block banner, book cover. So yeah, or book cover here, you see? They have different, just if you had known the resolution before, you could have done them already. Yeah, or in the template section. Let's just then have a quick look. And if you where is it? Ebook, book covers. Yeah. And you can see all of the subcategories. Oh, let's go into love. Oh, how cheesy. Where is thriller? Yes, let's go to thriller then. The boy. And you can click on that and it will open. And you can click on edit this template and it will open a new... Hello? Yes, I should have clicked it. It will open the thing. Ooh, neat. It will, oh, just because I saw that now, what you can do within Canva if you add an image is you can click on filter on the top side right here, and then you have all the fancy ass options. Hi, Karina. So you can give it a festive style or a Nordic style. Oh, I like that. Or make it retro. So those are some inbuilt features that Canva is offering. And if you want to go really advanced, you can even make it all manually. So you can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the contrast. But in general, there are a few, like on Instagram, there are a few features, filters that you can actually use. And there's actually the filter code. Oh, that's cool. So I assume if you adjust it but manually, and if you really like it, and if you want to use it on a different kind of picture, you can just copy this code. Ah, that's awesome. I'm really excited now. So I'm copying this numbers code and I'm trying it out. So I'm uploading, sorry. I'm using Yoshi now, of course. And I will just use it as normal. But if I click on here and go to advanced options, click on here and copy it in here. Yes! Isn't that cool? That's so nice. That's just like the hex code and it copies all the information here. Oh, that's so cool. Sorry. So yeah, you can do that if you want to. That's one of the many things. Yes, the boy who lived. Who peed. Yes. Let's make it the dog who peed, because otherwise it might be a bit weird. Yes, exactly. That's a novel. That's a novel. The dog who peed. Okay, so that was my, oh my god, it's too long. A long intro to Canva, but I got too excited way through all of this, so I'm sorry for that. So I am saying thank you for sticking with me until now, even though it took like almost an hour, but I had fun. I don't know if you had fun. So once again, if you want to get more information on my live streams, when they happen, what is happening, join my, download my free ebook. You can get it at monirocksyoursocks.com/freebie. A very nice person already dropped it in the comments. You can download the ebook there, and you will get weekly information, what is happening on Moni Does Stuff. Oh man, I never know the direction. Yeah, Moni Does Stuff. And we will see each other again next week. But I totally forgot what I will be talking about next week. But if you click on my page and click on events, you can RSVP there. So I hope you will do that. If you need a one-on-one tech support, I am your woman. Hit me up. That's one of my new offers, and new amazing offers are coming really soon. So, but if you want to be up to date, then download my freebie and jump on my email list, because then it will be updated every week about all the amazing things happening with the Moonshine and the moonwalk and other crazy things that come to my mind when I do weird stuff with tools at Moni Does Stuff. I wish you all a very great and amazing rest of your weekend. I hope you enjoy the out of you, and we see each other again next week. See ya and stay tuned.